Hey guys, Jill here from Ask a Vet Tech. Today we're going to talk about something that is super important I want you to think about when you're getting ready to plan a trip with your pet that not a lot of people think ahead about. All right, so we're getting ready to head on a trip. Well, we got the food dish, we got the leash, we got the ball, we got the faceless monkey, and the poop bags. That's not everything. I want you to think ahead. What if? What if Fido cut his foot? What if he was attacked by something? What if he found a porcupine? What if there's a bee sting? You're in the middle of the woods camping. What if he got sick? You don't have your vet? I'm going to teach you what to do. Here's things that I would put in a doggy travel first aid kit. The very first thing I'm going to recommend you bring is a muzzle. Hear me out. There's a lot of muzzle shaming in this world, but would you rather be bit? Kind of cause your dog a little bit of an inconvenience because it doesn't hurt. If I was a dog, I would put it on this way. They come in multiple sizes. One of them is going to be an old bandage. Velcro on it here, so you can Velcro it to itself. This could help if there was like a side puncture or something like that. They need a lot of coverage or there's bleeding because it'll absorb the blood. The next thing I'm going to bring is some tape. This is just waterproof tape to help secure that bandage. You can hook that bandage on with this. Here's some more waterproof tape. So a small roll of tape. This here is my favorite go-to product in the entire world. It is super versatile. It works on large dogs and small dogs. It has so many uses. So let's talk about it. It's called Vet Wrap or Coflex. It's like a stretchy bandage. So it basically stretches on itself. It will also hook to itself. And it makes its own little wrap. You know why this is important? Paw injuries mostly, or a tail injury. They're not easy to wrap up, but this stuff sticks to itself. So you could wrap a limb, stick it to it, keep it dry, keep it clean, stop the bleeding until you can get to the vet. A torn toenail is not a life-threatening emergency. That is something that we see in veterinary medicine, like he's bleeding to death. It will eventually cauterize. There's so much blood, but I promise they're going to be okay. It is super painful though. So before you go wrapping a toenail, muzzle time. You'll thank me. The next thing I want to talk about is sterile bandages. You would take these for yourself if you were to get injured. Your pet could also get hurt. You know, if there were to be a dog fight and a lot of times they go for the face, you could apply this and wrap it with the Vet Wrap. I recommend these. A couple sizes. If you have a tiny dog, get the tiny ones, you know. If you have a big dog, get the even bigger ones. Something else is topical solution. Hydrogen peroxide is one of the things that I definitely recommend that you keep on hand if you have pets. Peroxide is good for a couple things. You could rinse out a wound. It helps clean and kill bacteria. You want to only use this very, very short term. This product also has another ability. If your dog were to ingest some sort of toxin, I want you to call the pet hotline if you have a question, but this product can make your pet throw up. I'll give you an example. I bought my children some Trident gum. At that time, I had 3 dogs. I knew somebody ate it. It was chewed up all over the floor. It is got fake sugars in it, which are not great for your dog. And I knew that they ate a lot of it. It was like a multi-pack, and there was like 5 packs in this thing, and somebody ate all of it. There was just wrappers everywhere. Grab the hydrogen peroxide. I did a little calculation, which you also should ask your vet for. They totally can do this for you. And it should be part of your normal yearly exam. Ask these questions there. So I took the peroxide. I gave it to them. Everyone puked, but Maggie was the one that ate the gum. Of course, it's the last one you give the medicine to. So everybody was really mad at me, but I don't care because I saved her life. So ask your vet for the recommendation of the amount of peroxide to use to make your dog vomit. Now, there are some things that you would not want them to vomit. Something that's caustic, like if they ate a battery, you don't want them to vomit that back up because it'll burn their esophagus. So definitely ask your vet for a list of reasons why we might make them vomit from that, okay? Chocolate, a big amount of chocolate, rat bait. On that note, if you made your dog vomit and they're vomiting and you don't know why, they're really sick, they keep throwing up, there's no blood, and they vomit. My first tip is to take away the water, because the less you have in the stomach, the less they're going to puke out. Not forever though, just for a little while to see if you can slow the vomiting. The next thing I'm going to recommend is some kind of Pepto-Bismol. Now, Pepto-Bismol, it has aspirin in it usually, so make sure that your pet can ingest aspirin. It's not already on a blood thinner because that could be problematic. If this has any fake sugars in it, I will absolutely not use it for my pet because fake sugars are bad. We just talked about that. Now, what do I do if my dog has severe diarrhea? I would use some of this. Things that you would use for yucky diarrhea, such as Imodium. I don't usually use that in dogs. I don't want to stop up things that might be in there that are making them have diarrhea if they ate something stupid or whatever. What if your dog got stung by a bee? Do you know what to do? Most people know, pull the stinger out. If they get into a nest of bees, that's a big deal. If we were to be stung a bunch of times, we could have an anaphylactic shock. Kids liquid Benadryl or diphenhydramine syrup. Benadryl liquid, always the liquid. And I have big dogs, so if I were to give them liquid, it'd be a lot. So I carry the Benadryl tablets. I recommend the 25 milligram tablets because it can be used for dosages for multiple pets. This is for dogs, not cats. Another couple items I think you should have in your travel first aid kit for your dog is a pair of hemostats. They have a little bit of like little serration. Also has a locking mechanism, so you can lock it. Hold it like this. So thumb in one side, ring finger in the other. This works great for pulling a thorn out, pulling porcupine quills out. You can remove ticks with these. Ticks are disgusting and could cause a lot of problems for your pet or yourself. What do you do if your pet gets burnt at a campfire? That's a tough one, right? Nobody ever wants to think about that, but sometimes dogs will just jump in and grab something. What do you do then? You rip them out and you get that cold as fast as possible. You do not want to leave any heat or hot embers on your pet. You can rinse that burn with some good old contact solution, some saline solution. It is not going to take away the burn. The dog should go to the vet very soon to get that taken care of. I wouldn't wait over 24 hours. Your contact solution has another use in your first aid kit because it is a flushing agent. If your dog got something in its eye or sand blew up and you got it in your eye so you know your dog got it, you can rinse this out. You basically pop it open. Do not touch this little guy right here. Don't touch that, okay? That's how it stays clean inside there. You're going to want to hold the eye open like this, tip the dog's head back, and flush it. Just squirt a bunch of it in there. It will rinse out whatever's in there. Anything that happens to your pet's eyes, a stick going in it or whatever, that is a medical emergency. You need to take them in right away. Porcupine quills, depending on how bad the attack was, you might need to cancel the trip and take them to the vet. Porcupine quills can be pulled on your own. Just yank them out. It's going to hurt either way. A lot of people say that if you cut the porcupine quill, that it will reduce the thickness of it and it'll pull out easier. That is false. Do not do that. One of the other things that I've most recently started carrying in my pet first aid kit is a magnifying glass. This one here has a light on it, and the reason I love this one is thorns. If you're having trouble seeing without your reading glasses, you can use this guy to find a thorn and pull it out. Good for humans or pets, and that is air-activated heat wrap. Sometimes we need heat on things. If it's really cold, you might need this to heat up an area. If you've iced an area for the pet, you might need heat. So these air-activated ones are nice because you just rip it out and shake it. Sort of like a hand warmer. That works really good too. They make these hot and they make these cold. I carry both in my kit. If you have to do something that is painful to your pet, like pull a thorn, pull some porcupine quills, sometimes it's easiest to have somebody else there with you, an extra set of hands. It's nice to have someone else hold the dog so that you can just worry about the foot. If your pet gets really nauseous on car rides, it's a good idea to ask for some medication to help with that. They've got all kinds of stuff up their sleeve. Ask for some pain medication that you can keep on hand just in case your pet were to have an injury out on the trail. If you're a hiker or you're going camping or you're going on vacation, you never know how helpful that medication could be. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I helped you out today. I hope you learned something. Hope I gave you some ideas to think about. And I'm here for you. You're here for your pet. Have a great day.